Opening leg.
There you go. So good afternoon, everybody. It's the 2013 U.S. Amateur Championship. We have here Freddie Agnew. I'm joined by Scott Lee. Scott, how are you today?
Great to be here, Freddie. We have a great match coming up between two former champions of this event.
Who do we have?
Ray Linares, great player out of Miami. Ray has the understated reputation of being a three-peat winner in the collegiate national championships. He may be, if he's still in college, he may be the only person to ever win 4 years in a row.
That doesn't seem fair, but you know what? More power to Ray.
Brian Parks, also a former champion of this event.
He's actually the repeating champion. He won last year, and he's been a two-time champion, I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
So we got a great match coming up here. Ray has won the lag.
And they're starting off with 9-ball, which the other players, most of the other players have been starting off with 8-ball, but we can see here that...
I think we had a couple 9-ball players here.
That's right. These guys are power shooters.
Probably one of them's hoping to open it up with a six-pack and let her rip.
So I think that, you know, this is the premier match that people have been looking for two former champions, two great guys, very even-keeled.
Very much so, and super strong players. We'll look for a lot of offensive shooting here, as opposed to a lot of defensive, as we saw yesterday, I suspect.
All right, here we go, fast and loose. Interesting, Brian is electing to play out of the box. 1 ball in from the box. You might choose to do that if you're not making a ball, that corner ball. Neither corner ball went anywhere near the corner pockets, as is normal when you're breaking out of the box.
One went right in the side.
Right in the side. Well, we'll see.
Looks like he has a shot on the two.
On the two. You know, this is, you know, the higher skill players. You would sit here and say he's out because the three's in the middle of the table. He'll get a shot on the three.
Probably going to cut this with the right spin to come back for the 3.
I'm thinking you just
go across the table.
In at this point.
Yeah, right across the table.
Tickied it and put that ball out of position, but he can still make it, the 4-ball. And
think he's going to come down below that 5, maybe go rail first?
I don't think so. I think he's going to stay above it in the line about with between the side pocket and the head spot there, the foot spot, and then take his lumps on
you're right.
Cut. Oh, look at that! Isn't that nice? He puts his point.
Well, it definitely shows an angle that it's hard for us to see here.
This is, you know, every game, of course, is huge, but a race to 7 is going to be short, and two of the best players in the house playing each other, every game is going to be tough here. So he decided to cut that ball in, but stay in pretty much that same line.
He may have a little trouble here unless he can bump the 5 ball.
I think he has to bump the 5. I think he has to.
That's kind of why I like coming down and going rail first on the bottom. But hey, these are great players. There's no right way to do anything.
Slow spin, tickle the 5.
There you go. Look out, 9. Oh, perfect.
The 4-ball didn't go.
Oh my goodness.
Disappeared in the shadows. Well, I can't fault anything he did. He did tickle the floor with the 2 on the first shot, and that led him to getting taking tough shots. 4-ball is deep in the pocket.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Ray's going to get there.
I think so. The last players had a problem with the speed. And, we'll see if either one of these guys have any issues with adjusting. Ray just took that whistle. He just whistled a bit because I believe he came up straight. He wanted anything but straight.
Got another view of that? Sure doesn't look straight. Yeah, must be. I think he can draw above the 6. Cheat the pocket a little bit to the bottom side. Draw right above the 6. There he goes. Look outside pocket.
The side pocket's huge here. I mean, the cushions, the cloth is.
Oh, he did scratch.
Yeah. So
wow.
It wasn't. If you watch the last game, it's not a surprise. I don't know if the lights have sped up this table or what, but I know the last guys were having problems with speed control up until like late into the match. What a huge opportunity Ray had.
Oh yeah.
Break serve right
I'll say.
You know, this is an alternating break, but
short draw here. Oh, he just stopped the ball. Okay. Now I float the cue ball down, cut the 8 in the side.
You know, last year there was a problem trying to adjust on the big table here, the championship TV table, and Brian did a really good job at adjusting to it. But afterwards he did comment that he was struggling.
Ooh, up and down. All right.
This might go too far.
Look out, cue ball.
Yeah, it's a.
Talk about short side shape.
We might be having the same problem as last year.
Well, it is the first game.
Side pocket.
Nice shot.
I expect a head shake.
Most players will take 1 to 3 games to get the speed of a table down.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say that you can be on the table right next to you and it's going to play different, even if it's not a different brand. We have a mixture of tables here at Strokers.
And both these guys didn't take all that long to warm up on the table, and I don't know if that's part of the rules, that they don't have that much time to do it. I mean, I know the last match went a little bit longer, so maybe they were pressed to just hit a couple. This particular table, the TV table, needs a little bit of time, I think, to get used to. All right. Well, again, he's breaking out of the box. He slowed down his break that time. This time didn't make a long break. It looked like he slowed his break down.
Yeah, he missed the head ball hitting it square, which caused the cue to go to the side rail there.
Well, I'm wondering if he's sort of doing a cut and break. I guess we'll know as we go on. I'm sure he can hit the balls more full than that.
Definitely has wide open, no problems here. 2 and 4 down by the corner pocket are a little close together, but I don't think it'll be much of a problem here.
Yeah, so if he can make this one ball.
Just come right down the middle of the table, I would think.
Well, I guess ideally you don't want to hit any balls.
Right.
He's putting outside English on this ball.
There he comes.
Send the 3-ball, 9-ball. Every ball's in position, and the 3-ball now is tied up.
He got out there. He would have rather missed that 3 and come down to the bottom rail and back up another foot.
Yeah, and I think he's gotten a little bit funny on this 2-ball also. It's a little bit of a back cut. How do you get to the 3-ball from here?
He may bank it cross corner.
Into the 4?
Well,
or the 3?
Into the 3. We need an overhead.
We do, and we need a telestrator.
Yeah. Nope, he cut it right in.
Cut it right in, and he's taking what the table's given him, which is the long shot down the rail. I do wonder. You see what he did there? He put his finger right on the point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he surreptitiously pushed that point in to make sure it doesn't leap out, or maybe he's telling it a lesson or something like that, saying "Don't you dare," or if he's just pointing it, saying "I have to watch out for this." I think the last thing I said is what he's saying, to tell you the truth. That was a pretty good shot, but he's not going to get a reward.
Yeah, boy, I would have rather come across table.
Because you'd always be in play.
Sure. I mean, the 5 goes by the 6, but you can't see it. He would have been fine if he hadn't knocked the 7 over there in the middle of the table.
Well, he's still got the 4-ball here.
Duh. Playing from the 3 to 5. It's remedial math.
Remedial. Well, you have to be able to count in this game. And
you mean 4 comes before 5?
Colors.
That's a problem. Colorblind. It'll happen to you. You'll be old one day.
That's right.
I'm
pretty surprised.
Missed it entirely. That's shocking.
I'm surprised he didn't make that ball, let alone miss that.
At this level, these guys don't do that.
The other problem is, what I didn't like is that he reached out and grabbed that ball. He had plenty of speed to go up there and do something. Now, maybe the line that he was looking at didn't hit anything, but it certainly had enough speed that if it did hit another ball, he would have rearranged something up there.
Well,
maybe it's insignificant, and Brian doesn't seem to be.
We do know that on the professional level, that would be a foul, and it would be sportsmanship. Could lose you the game.
I do wonder if that would ever. I mean, if the referee deemed it not to be I can't imagine it being called if it didn't have a chance of hitting. But
Well, it's considered the same thing as raking the balls or
Right.
giving up the game. Nice play here. If he rolls too far, he's got the side pocket.
As a left-hander, I assumed he was playing for the 5 in the upper left corner.
I think so
of that
too.
Position. But this will do if he can negotiate this.
Little two-rail shape here. There we go. Looks pretty straight. He can probably cheat the pocket a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he didn't shake his head or anything, so it looks like he's got plenty of angle.
All right, nice play. Yeah, this rack is over. We said that last time.
This is
He
another
did
funny one.
He got out of line there.
You can just draw to the upper rail here and don't bother with the 2-rail. And really, as long as he's not straight. Oh, you see him nodding? That tells me he is almost dead straight.
Well, he'll follow the ball with a little inside spin and come down table.
I'd rather not. I think he's actually going to stop or just stun and crawl forward. Oh, he had that spin just like you said. Perfect. You get the bean in the jar. You get one, and I'm sure you'll get a whole bunch.
And then we'll guess how many beans at the end. And you win a new car. All right.
Excellent.
Ryan Park wins that game up 2-0.
2-0.
Ray's going, wait a second.
Shouldn't I have? Yeah, Ray had an opportunity. Two nothing. While he was racking here, take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsors here. This is an APA sanctioned event. You can check out the APA at poolplayers.com on the internet.
Sure can.
The host site here is Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida. Also give a shout out to our co-sponsors, co-producers, Inside Pool, NYC Grind. And also CNG Gas and Corey'sCollection.com. This is a 2013 U.S. Amateur Championship, Palm Harbor, Florida.
And we're live.
And we are definitely live. Live. 2-0. We'll see how Brian hits him this time. He's been breaking out of the box.
Well, he's moved to the other side of the rack this time.
No,
he's
just putting the ball down.
Okay.
He's going to do something a little bit more
Now
conventional.
he's going to the side.
The side rail break.
Still going to be trying for that one in the side pocket.
I figure the 5 ball should go in here. Boom, right in the center of the pocket.
Got a shot on the 1.
Shot in the 1, and the 2 ball.
Probably going to go roundabout here. 3 rails, top rail, left rail, back over by the 4 ball for shape on the 2.
Yeah, he'd like to get right towards, right beyond the 4 ball. He just pointed at the 4 ball. I think the landing on the 4 ball would be no good.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 lands funny, and the 6 lays funny, so that this isn't like an automatic 3-railer. He would have shot this one by now. You know what I'm saying, Scott? I think the line is going right through the 6 of what you would normally shoot, so he's got to go a little bit long. He's just got to make sure he doesn't go too long. I think he shot this as perfectly as you can.
Yeah, that's exactly what I expected from him.
Do you think you ticky this 2 ball in, or do you play the combination, play for the 2 ball after?
Well, playing the combination only risk is what happens with the 2. Does it go above the pocket or below the pocket?
Well, the 2 ball is definitely going to go above the pocket, since the 7 is above the pocket.
But does it go into the 8? That's the question. Played it right in.
Ticky.
Good shot. Keeping control of the table.
And we look pretty wide open here. Another one of those subtle shots. You can go straight with straight top. Some people put a hair in it, move inside.
I put a little bit inside on here.
And he did.
Just a hair.
I think he put too much. Keep that angle. You don't want to be straight. And guess the news. Guess the news. Brian has the head shake. I would do the hand flip myself.
He's going to be okay. Play a nice little stop shot here.
Oh, I'm drawing this back.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Absolutely.
He overdrew it, though.
Yes, he did. But he has shown competence of this shot.
Yeah.
3 rails around.
Yeah. Natural shape.
Smooth left-hander. This one you'll see him. Well, I can't tell the angle here whether he's going to punch this one or follow this one as well. He looks like he's hitting low. So.
I don't think he'll follow it. Oh, he did. Amazing.
He had to punch that. And
wow.
Suddenly this rack has become twice as difficult as it should have been.
I'll say. Holy smokes.
I still expect him to make this ball, but he did slightly overcut the last shot like this on this very first shot of the game. Let's see what happens this time.
Right in the hole.
Well, it did catch the outside face, so not to fault him, but I think he's going to need to tighten that up a little bit. If this was a tighter table, I don't think that goes. People are probably saying, what are you talking about? I'm telling you.
3-0.
3-0. And he came with some shots there.
He did. Naturally, being here in the booth, we'd have played it differently.
Of course. Well, I'd like to think that if, you know, when the players re-look at this and listen to the commentary, that they can see that it wasn't bad.
As an instructor, I always like to try to keep the KISS principle. Keep it simple, silly.
I have a different word for that second S. Sweetheart. And they are racking their own. That was a break and run, right?
Sure was.
Mark it down. It is the APA.
He gets a patch.
He gets a patch.
What's the score on the main table?
3-0.
3-0, Brian.
Yep.
Thank you.
I've got a silly story about patches and APA. The first time I got into APA 9 ball, I had 4 break and runs the first night, and somebody said 50 cents a patch. I thought I was getting paid 50 cents for every break and run.
So you were thinking of going into business?
Yeah, exactly. It was a money maker. Okay,
A little different
rail,
break there.
Went for the side rail, didn't hit him solidly. Nothing on the break. And no shot. And you can push out, even though this is an APA sanction. It's they get to push out here. It's not the APA rules. They're not counting balls as they normally would in the APA 9 ball. This is a game.
So let's talk a little bit about the push out for those players that are watching that don't understand the concept of that. They have the opportunity to not have to shoot at the 1 ball. They can place the cue ball anywhere you want. You can even hit it into another ball if you want to.
You can pocket a ball.
You can.
As well.
The general point of pushing out is to leave your opponent a fairly tough shot, but if they give it back to you, you have a 100% chance of hitting it, and at least a 50 or 60% chance of doing something, either playing defense or maybe getting lucky making a ball.
This is the one aspect of the game where you actually should be playing your opponent if you know your opponent well enough. But I think at most levels, there's the basic idea. If you push out to a 50-50 proposition. So there was no push there. He decided to kick at it because probably as he looked through the whole proposition, there wasn't much. He was better off right here. You know, so we talked about in the last matchup that Kerry was in the booth with me, that he said that if the proposition is better off where you stand right now, go ahead and shoot your shot now, even if it's a kick shot like that. And he was right. I think Ray was correct to kick at that ball. He just didn't get as much out of it as he could have.
Well, Brian definitely put Ray in jail here. He's going to have to hit the ball. Looking at that top rail. Oh, it smells great.
Garlic like crazy.
Oh, this is so good. Amazing burger.
It's a matter of fact, you don't even have to
I don't see. Oh, it's okay. Well, he's tall enough he can reach just the one rail kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never be able to reach this.
He hit it.
What a shot. Full in the face. Ooh. Well, it does take a two.
Hey, either you get the bridge out or you use your extension.
Brian is left-handed.
Oh, that's
so he
right.
Can get up there.
So he can hit this ball.
He's either going to be stretching out over or he's going to lift his left leg up.
It comes through so clear.
I know he's
In all this. Just hit your mute fire. Slide it over like this, you can reach it, sorry. You're still alive.
Okay, thank you.
Did he just make that 9 ball?
He did. So Ray is staring at a 4-0 deficit. Either one of these players are capable of breaking and running the whole set out. Then, of course, have to finish up with 8 ball. You know, Brian liked that last side rail break, so he's going to go back over there. Okay, makes the ball in the break. Looks like he has a shot on the 1.
You weren't on mute. Oh, I was on. You were on mute.
All right. So it looks like he's on the wrong side of this 3 ball to get up table. I don't know if he's going to try to pound this in and get below the 7 and then 9. Back up. Table's fast, so he might be able to get there. No, he drew right into the 7 ball and into the drink. Ray needs a game here, or else he'd be staring at a 5-0 deficit. Ray Linares, former national champion, trying to get something going here. Five ball only goes, well, 5 ball goes everywhere, and I think that I like coming from this side of the table and going 1 rail across to play for the 5 ball into the corner pocket. This here. I don't think Ray wants to play for the 5 ball on the side, to the side pocket. Straight in. I think the 7 does pass. I believe that's the 8 ball down by the foot rail. So if he's shooting the 7-ball next, should be stop shot. Stop shot or so. Looks like Ray's going to be flicking a bead on his side in a second. Very nicely done. It's always nice to have a ball in hand with only 4 or 5 balls left on the table. Ray is sporting the full beard this year. I don't know if he was last year. There we go, waiting for the guy in the lime green shirt to get out of the way. Should be a simple stop shot here.
The beard gives you power.
That's right, the beard gives him power. I guess that's what the Boston Red Sox did this year. I'm not a Boston Red Sox fan, but you can't deny their camaraderie and the power the beard gave them this year.
Is that what they did?
That's it. Everyone wore the beard, except for the guys that can't grow a beard.
It's barbarian, man.
Here we go. 1 serving 4 coming up. Ray Linares down. Big hill to climb. Got a couple more games here of a few more games of the 9-ball. So while Ray is he is racking, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. This is an APA event. You can catch the APA at poolplayers.com. Our host site is Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida. Our co-producers Inside Pool and NYC Grind. I also want to thank CNG Gas at Corey'sCollection.com. That's Corey, C-O-R-E-Y-S Collection, COLLECTION.com.
Thanks for commentating for us, Freddie. I really appreciate you stopping by and doing your excellent service to the pool world. And I know that the pool world appreciates you too.
It's my pleasure, Alvin. It's an area, so you guys came to me.
Oh yeah.
Only happy to help out.
Just make sure you talk close to the mic on that one. It's hard to hear.
Will do.
Ray looks like he's having a problem cracking that ball. I don't think that Brian took more than 30 seconds to rack the balls up. Ray has been sitting up there all this time now.
Well, he's on the scoreboard at least.
He's on the scoreboard, and I don't know if he normally racks this slow, but this, it's taking a little bit too much time. Something's wrong here. Maybe that's why the balls weren't going in for Brian. I don't know. You know, you want them frozen.
You absolutely do.
We don't have a rack here that guarantees frozen balls.
Doing the work, right? So all you're doing is give the weapons on it. Have them produce it, edit it.
It looks like he's got it to his satisfaction. Now he's checking the rack. And away we go. I expect him to break from the side rail. He hasn't broken yet, right?
He hasn't.
You know what? I have to show you something.
Are they not using the
Mentioning that,
scorecard?
No, apparently they're not using the scorecard. It is 1 to 4.
back when we brought it up. I'm the one that's doing
I
it.
can't tell. Is this the measles ball? It is.
It is. They've been using all measles balls. All right. Game 6 about to begin.
He's breaking from the box and slow breaking with cut.
Mm-hmm.
See how much spin he put on that. He's cut.
Makes the 2, makes the 1.
No shot on the 3.
No shot on the 3. Maybe bank across corner.
Well, there it is right here. It went through several different versions. Yeah, it does.
Safety coming up, I believe. I don't think there's a shot here that you would shoot. Not even a 2-way shot. If you bank the 3 ball, well, maybe.
He could take that 3 down below the 5.
I'll just show you here. This is look at the logo. Yes, quality. So we're showing both softballs, as well as baseball. We're showing both pitch and as well as hit.
I guess Ray must be waiting for the both players are on the side next to him.
We stole a little bit from the
What do you like?
Well, you certainly don't want to bump into. I like thinning that 3 ball, bringing the 3 down below the 5, and having the cue ball go up across by the 7.
I'm thinking he may have convinced himself to bank the 3 ball, go 2 rails around, 1, 2, 3 rails, and playing between the 8 and 7 to play the 4 ball as if he happens to make the 3. He's convincing himself. It's a decent two-way shot.
That's the offensive shot for sure.
Yeah, but he's looking at something else here.
This really comes down to how confident you are in the bank, and a bank is always a guess. How do you get to be a good guesser? Play a lot of them.
Bank a lot. Okay, here we go, fast and loose. There's the bank, 2 rails
in the
around.
pocket.
He needs to get 2 rails around or else he's shooting a long 4.
He's got a long 4 and close to the rail.
Yeah, so it ends up being a two-way shot anyway. I have to believe that he was looking for a better position there because he had a lot of area to play from 2 that kept him in play for the 4 and had a good shot at keeping the 3 ball in a bad spot had he missed the 3.
I think he just overran his position. He didn't want to be on the rail, that's for sure.
He may have just overran position. Maybe he was playing just long 4, but not that far.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true. Well, this is the blood tester here, and the problem with these tables, they've been running so fast that it's almost impossible to not go too far here because the 6 ball is backup table, 5 ball is down table. You'd like to crawl this in.
Yeah, I think you slow roll this.
It's going to be just sitting there, sitting duck.
Down on the shot.
There we go. Slow roll. Bunt it down. This cue ball will be crawling.
Nice play. Oh, stuck it up. Now he's going to be in trouble.
Well, this ball might be a little bit thinner cut than. Yeah, he's just barely got to touch this ball and he'll be out of position. As a left-hander, he can take a tighter, a sharper cut. As you can see, he would have already shot this ball if this ball was hanging in the pocket. He looks like, is he going around the table? He certainly is.
Whoa, came up way short.
I don't know if he wasn't trying to play for the long position on that because it didn't look like he wanted to go all the way around.
Well, he's got kind of a two-way shot here. He banked the 5 down table and put the cue over there somewhere between the 7 and the 8.
Yeah, it looks too tasty to not play the bank shot. You know, he went with the safety all the way. Nice shot. Nice control.
Very nice.
Two rails behind. Get a rail, but I think this is going to feed in.
He's going to leave him a shot for sure.
Leave a shot, not a hanger, but I think he's favored to make this ball.
And get possession on the 6 too.
6 balls sitting in play. The cue ball is going to naturally go back and forth. I think it's thin enough. Oh no, it's a lot thin. That's a lot thinner than it looked from the end table.
He's got to go twice across. Oh, wow. Okay.
Right, a smart shot at that point.
Yeah. Didn't like that thin cut.
It
was.
It's a good thing we have these other camera angles because it looked so easy from the end rail and
well,
impossible from
easily makeable anyway. He made the right decision.
Yeah.
Anytime you leave the cube on the rail, that's a tough shot. Even the top pros do not like playing the cube pros on the rail. Now, of course, what I want to see here, Fred, as an instructor, is whether or not his cue comes off his hand up in the air when he shoots this ball.
You want it to come off his hand?
I don't, but I want to see if it happens. I'm going to say no, it will not. And it did not. Mark of a great stroke. Terrific safety.
What a safety from that position. We had a nice angle on that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like you're forced to go all the way down table and up, but is there a straight across shot here? It's an awfully small ball if you're going straight across. It's a big ball if you go down and up, back up table, but the pocket points become big too.
They do.
He's got a good shot at making this, as long as he misses the side points. The pockets have been taking balls. This way probably is the easiest way to hit it.
Yeah.
As a right-hander, it becomes the obvious shot. As a left-hander, just because they're stretched out, might not be the shot that we first look at. I'm still impressed how good that safety was from the end rail.
Is that really all you needed?
Here he goes. Down table.
He might change. He might make this ball. He's got a good shot at making the ball.
And just like you said, the point of the pocket got him. Now I look to Ray to finish out this rack.
I would think so. That's this 5-ball.
He has to move it. There's no way he's going to set up to shoot over a ball with ball in hand. Why would you do that? Thank you. Hello, Mr. Four-time national champion.
I wonder if he did that just to see if he could get somebody through from the commentary booth to say something.
That's got to be it.
This is clearly the correct shot.
There you go. Now, come above the 8. Play the 7 in the side. This way.
That's towards the foot.
Okay.
This is the convention that I use. This is the foot of the finger. It must be going below the head.
Okay.
Like this. Well, he's definitely going to be on the right side of the ball.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll just slow roll us over there, shoot the 8 in the opposite side, come down table for the 9. Nice easy speed here. Hit it great.
Good shot. No worries there.
You see he's pointing to where he wants to be. 2 diamonds up, 1 diamond out, straight in on the 9. That's really the only time we'd like to be straight in is on the game ball. And then about maybe a foot from the pocket.
Position players out there. The cue ball will be going across the position line, but if you take a look at where the triangle is, you're going to a big meat of it.
Well, one of the biggest mistakes I see with amateur players is taking ball in hand and making it straight in.
Straight in, lead angles and everything else. Straight in.
And there we go.
Second game for Ray Linares. He trails 4-2. Probably still in the lead. It seemed to be a little longer game, but there's some good safeties there.
You know which is which here? This one?
So.
That's okay.
Ray is still having a problem with No, he rocked it. He's good. Switching his side. And dry in the break. I'm not sure why these guys are breaking from the box like this. There's no requirement to break from the box. And both of them have been breaking from the box. And Brian had switched over to the side rail and made the corner pocket one time, and that was it. Wide open table. Stretched out for the left-hander. If he was right-handed, he could reach this. Let's see how he does on his opposite hand. Looks like no problem. If he's straight in, he just draws straight back to the rail. And if he's not straight in, 3 rail pound. Nice shot. Looks like Brian is loosening up. Well, as long as he can hold his 5-ball for the 6 in the side pocket, but he may go ahead and choose to play the 6-ball in the corner pocket since he's got a little bit more of an angle, I think, than he wanted. Let's take a look at the other angle. Standing right in the way of the camera. Should I go out there and ask him to move?
Ever since you got out of jail, he's been having the jail.
The problem is the 6 to the 7. The 7 might pass the 8. It looks like he's committing to just go ahead and go all the way to the end rail. Foot end, I think. Boy, the 9-ball looms big, doesn't it? You'd like to stay above the 7, but the 9's so big you might commit to all the way down below. And he did commit to go down and up. Well, that would have been still tricky. I think Brian missed an opportunity there. I think he's supposed to get out. Expect a safety. Cue ball behind the 7-9, I think.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, he
Another phone call.
So, yeah, Brian had an opportunity there to get out, and he just missed the 6-ball leading Ray this. I think Ray's going to play safety. I would have been playing the cue ball behind the 7-9, but it looks like he's going the opposite way, playing the 6-ball behind. He's left the thin, the type of efferent safety here, thin the left side of the 6-ball as he'd use it and go 2 rails around.
So it's just a reminder for you.
It's a little thick. A little thick. That might be in the drink. The ball's turning over. Wow.
It's available right next to the tournament board. Come see Monica. We'll take care of that right away. In between rounds. So come see Monica.
Ball in hand, 4 balls off the table. 6-ball isn't exactly easy. I mean, it's easy, but it's not a hanger into a pocket. I don't believe it passes the 7. Take a look.
You do need to smoke tables and chairs that are outside.
It doesn't pass, so he's going to shoot the 6-ball up table. It's 4-2. Brian Parks leads Ray Linares. Ray has a ball in hand right now, and the first 6 is so difficult that he's walked around the table a couple of times and really he wishes it was a hanger. If he was in the lead, he would already shot this ball, but since he's behind, he's going to take a few extra moments. I think you have to punch the 6 ball in, and he'll probably bump the 9 just because he doesn't want to get away from it. And he plays the 6 and bumps the 9, gets straight into 7, and got maximum value out of that shot. Good shot, Ray. And I predict that he'll be 1 bead closer. So even something like that, see, as simple as something like that, I think he didn't need to be following that cue ball forward. And now his angle a little bit flatter than he needed it to be, but he's all right. I don't mean to be critical, but I think Ray's still a little bit gun shy. But I'm sure he's happy to have a ball in hand with 4 balls at the table. Game 7 to Ray Linares. He's behind here, trailing 3-4. But breaking. We used to say that, you know, if you're breaking and it's worth a game in 9 ball. Well, we'll see where he's going to break from this time. He broke from the box last time as well. I don't believe he made a ball, but he ended up winning this game. Looks like we're going to take a break. Take a break, wipe the hands, see what's going on. We are in Palm Harbor, Florida, the home of the 2013 U.S. Amateur Championship, brought to you by the APA. APA can be found at poolplayers.com. Strokers Billiards, Palm Harbor, the great Clearwater, Tampa area. Fantastic, fantastic room, great food, great hosts. Also brought to you by Inside Pool, NYC Grind, CNG Gas, and Corey'sCollection.com. Corey'sCollection.com. This is Freddie Agnew coming at you live. U.S. Amateur Championship 2013. Ray Linares is trailing Brian Parks 3-4. Both of these guys are former national champions. And we've got the close race. Close race. We are recording all these matches that are being streamed, and at some point, when we have an opportunity, we will take the box and upload it into the skies. I don't know if we've done that yet. I know that people are wondering when the YouTube videos will be available for the finals, and I have to believe that they're not quite there yet.
Yeah, we haven't even done the finals yet.
Of the women's.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have to upload those this evening.
Alvin's been a busy boy, I tell you what.
Little bit.
You were dead on your feet last night. I'm glad you got some sleep. I hope you got some sleep.
Man, I appreciate your help so much, Freddie. During the women's tournament, it was pretty difficult doing everything. But now that you're here, it's great.
You were a one-man show.
It's tough. JR was supposed to be here, but at the last minute he got caught up in something and wasn't able to make it. So, Wild Boys down here, down south, in Freddie's backyard.
Always glad to help.
Yeah, especially some of the scary creatures I've seen running around in the bush. I've been to couple different parks, and wow, there's some craziness out there, man.
The swamp ape.
Beyond the swamp ape, I don't know what I heard. Some kind of prehistoric animal or something ruffling around back there. There's some craziness going on.
All right, so Ray Linares breaking here. He's been breaking from the box. I'm not sure why. Maybe his hand feels better on the bed, but he didn't make a ball in the break last time, and we'll see what happens this time.
Well, I thank Alvin for sitting in for me for a minute there.
Scott Lee back in action here.
Back in the booth.
Thought I was busy.
Well, he made a ball in the break.
Yeah, making that ball back in the corner.
Cue ball almost landed in the drink, but he got there. He got there.
Not great shot on the one. Is that the 2 and the 4 tied up in the middle there, Freddie?
Yes, it looks it, but it looks like the 2 goes in the side or in the corner pocket, the corner foot pocket to the right.
I think he'll come 2 rails here with left English and come for the 2 ball in the lower right corner pocket down by the 9 ball.
Oh, do you think he can hold that?
I think so.
I don't think he can, only because the speed has been so fast in these tables.
Well, certainly has options.
He's got options. He can also play the billiard, carom off the 2 and cue ball into the 4, I believe, but we'll see that angle.
Oh, he went straight down.
Straight down and really has
got nowhere.
Zippo, unless he can play that combination. Looks like he's stalking it, so I don't know if we've got any better angle at this point. No, there's nothing going on here. This is the 2-rail safety.
He made an unforced error there.
Yeah, well, it was difficult to get down there, I guess. So. And that was the lead off for the break? I like playing the cue ball off the side of the 2 ball and trying to or I suppose you can thin the 2 ball and just go straight up the table towards the 7. Hopefully miss the 7.
No, I think I like your way better. You force the 2 off the 4 over to the side rail, and you take the cue ball down behind the 8. He's going to the other side.
The other side. Either way, trying to get. Well, he didn't get there, did he?
No. He'd like to do that over. Yeah.
That one is not going to do. Straight in shot to the side pocket. And Brian Parks will be off to the races. He did have an unforced error in the last game. He missed the 6 ball in the side pocket. I don't think he needed to draw that ball.
I don't think he did either.
He had an angle.
But he can go to either rail and get position on the 4. Here he's got to make sure that he
doesn't hit
stays on the right side of the 8. And he did.
Inside English. It's 4-3, Brian Parks. Brian's up shooting right now.
So you think he plays a stop shot here or rolls down a little bit to get a little more angle to come back down table?
He'd like to get an angle, but you notice the cue ball's heading towards the rail, so that's where he has to be concerned. Does he go all the way to the rail, or does he just stop it and take his lumps?
Well, I think he can stop it, or he could roll a diamond. He'd still be okay.
Yeah, it can't be much more than a foot rolled in.
Yeah, he's stopping it.
Basically a stop shot. He actually has an angle still, so no draw here. Just follow.
Up and down. Nice play.
Pretty good shot. Pretty good shot. Absolutely nothing wrong here.
Nope.
As long as you don't get straight. And he didn't. 9 ball looks good. Draw 2 rails.
Nope, straight up for 1.
Stretch out his lead back to 2.
And that concludes game 8. Brian Parks 5, Ray Linares 3.
And that should finish the 9 ball. We should be going to 8 ball now. The interesting thing is the format allows them to go to 9 ball first, and every possibility of closing out the set without the other guy being able to shoot the other game.
And I'm betting that both of them were thinking that was a possibility.
Try to end it.
Yep. And then certainly both of them are capable.
Right. Now Brian hasn't broken in a while here. He has broken both from the box and from the side rail, both full ball and what looked
Cut break.
to be a cut. At this point, I have a feeling he can't remember what worked.
We are on the Brian Parks Ray Linares match right now. Bandit Gurr.
Both players former national champions here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. Brian won last year. I think it's been a couple of years for Ray.
Brian leading Ray 5-3 currently.
Looks like Brian's learned something from Ray here, because Brian had just racked the racks up and then broken. He didn't spend as much time. Ray spent a lot of time on racking. And Brian's come up, not necessarily dry, but didn't get that wing ball. The wing ball. With the lights, that looks like the corner ball, and we can't see it, so I'll switch the position here, but it looked like the corner ball wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry. This is why I'm so confused. They went to 8-ball. No wonder he's spending so much time. I just said they were going to go to 8-ball and forgot all about it. I got hooked by Brian. I couldn't tell what he was racking.
I think what's maybe happening is that head ball is sticking on the rack, and when he tries to take the rack off, the head ball stays with it.
Okay, first game of 8-ball. They just wrapped up 8 games of 9-ball. The score stands 5-3 with Brian Parks leading Ray Linares. Let's see if he's going to go with a second ball break.
Looks like it.
It looks like it. We have seen somebody thunder the break from the side rail like this, but it looks like he's in the second ball.
I do this every time.
Pretty good break, and it looks like balls are trying to go in. The 4-ball drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 low, so you must take what you make. As that's what the rules say. Make 1 ball, you take what you make. Make 1 of each would be open.
1 or more.
Yeah, 1 or more.
If you made 2 stripes and 1 solid, you still get your choice.
But he made a low ball, and it looks wide open.
Yeah, it's looking real nice here for a run out.
Toughest ball on the table to get to is the 5-ball, and the toughest ball on the table to play position with is the 2-ball. So it looks like the 2 bad balls are going to be his last 3 balls.
I can't imagine why these guys keep leaving themselves on the rail. It really limits what you can do with a cue ball.
I think it's the speed of the cloth, and of course when you hit the rail, you don't bounce off at the same speed. You just bounce off at approximately half the speed if there's no spin on it. Which normally means if you're crawling into the cushion, you're going to die on the cushion.
You played that okay. I think it'll go right down the middle of the table.
I think so. I mean, right now, it's not automatic for him to get out here.
Well, he made it harder than it needed to be, that's for sure.
Yeah, plus, the problems with the 2-5 to begin with, you'd have to be pretty good to begin with just to make sure you have the best odds to get out.
See that cue go up in the air?
It looks pretty good. I can't tell how thin it is, but we're going to see in a minute.
Yeah, he's looking okay.
He's in good shape. If you wanted a ball in the hand, you'd probably be right here. I'd like to kill this one right on the head rail, but he's not going to. Bounce out.
He's fine here.
He's fine here. As long as he misses the 12-ball coming out.
The left spin. Soft stroke. Comes up to the head spot, makes the 8. Oh, he went the other way. Okay. Yeah, both ways work.
Both ways work, but just the fact that he just hung a little bit. If he had frozen on the end rail, it'd be no question.
Well, I like coming the other direction because then there's no possibility that you run into something. All right.
You know, it's one of those left-hand, right-hand things. He was shooting to his side of the table, and it's amazing how people do just without even thinking twice about it.
Sure. Well, Brian Parks takes game number 9.
Hey, broken random.
6-3. Does that put him on the hill here?
That puts him on the hill.
Time for Ray to pull something out.
Well, he might not have an opportunity.
That's true. If you break and run, nobody plays any better than that. And that's an interesting perspective, even with normal amateur players. These guys are very high-level amateur players.
You'll notice here, even
close to pro ability.
the 2-foot corner balls in the pyramid rack here happen to be stripes. World standardized rules prevent, you know, they don't allow that. One has to be
They
a soft,
don't.
one has to be a stripe.
And you do not have to rack with the one on the front.
But the rules in APA, I don't believe that rule is in effect. Just something to point out. We are playing sort of like modified APA rules.
Once again, Ray in the chair, the electric chair. It's tough being there. Not a darn thing you can do about it.
Ran the last rack.
He's going to wait for the player on the next table to get out of the way. He's going to saw his arm in half.
Well, he hit the second ball break, and only a ball crawled into the pocket late after the break, so we'll see what happens here. He had the ball flying a bit. Nothing's going to go in.
Lots of clusters here.
7 tail.
Yeah, I think it's up there just above the 1. So that's the first thing good 8-ball players do. Is it's what we call it 8-ball liability. They look and see, is there a path to a pocket for the 8-ball as it sits right now, or do I have to create a path to the 8-ball? Then, of course, the next thing would be, what's your link ball? What are you going to use to set up on the 8? And as instructors, we always try to tell our students to create a stop shot as the ball before the game ball. Too difficult to mess it up. Then you kind of work your way backwards through the rack.
You know, because the 15 ball is sitting in the center of the 4 ball, the 4 solid balls.
Yeah.
You almost think that the solid balls control that 15 ball. My thoughts right now is that I would be leaning towards the solids because of it, even though the solids do not look like an easy out. Neither of them look like an easy out. The 15 prevents the high balls from being an out.
Well, if his starter ball here, if he's going to take solids, almost has to be the 4. And that's going to take him into the 15 and probably into the, is that the 3 and 4 next? No, what is that? The 3 and what else? Can't see what color that is. 7 maybe?
7 is to the right of the cluster of balls. Near the
Oh yeah, okay.
3 balls.
Maybe that's a stripe there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Go to the other camera angle.
The camera, see what we've got in the center there. It is a stripe. That's a stripe in the center. That's the 15.
Yep.
2,
Oh, that's the 6.
7, so
The 3 and the 6 are there. Is that the 2?
The 6 is
Okay.
by the side rail near the head straight.
He's opting for stripes.
And trying to break that ball out.
And he did open a path for it.
And it goes. It now goes. So.
This is his brother playing on this table.
Okay.
He beat the champion from Houston, Bayano. Good player.
So this shot there that Ray just shot is that was the whole rack here because he needs to get. I believe he's trying to shoot the 15 next.
I thought he was going to take that 14 if he had a shot on it. I would have rather rolled right up on the rail and then played the 15. But
I think you're right because he doesn't have. If he doesn't have the angle now, he lost his opportunity to get there. But he must because he's shooting at it.
and he makes it.
Good shot. Very good shot. I think I would say he solved this rack. Whether he executes all the way out is another question, but he solved the rack. The 15 was the tough ball. He got to. He kicked out a ball to get there. He's got the 15. Now it's a matter of just
I think he plays the 9 next and the 13 off the stripe by the side pocket there. Opens that up.
Well, just because he shot that shot, that tells me he wants that hanging ball as his last ball. I'm not thrilled with the idea, but you know what? It must go, right? It doesn't not go into the side pocket.
Well, let's see. He did not hit it, so it must go.
And he's not using it as the last ball as I thought he was going to.
No, I think he'll come back cross table, play the last stripe in the.
Yeah, at this point it's either way, right? If he has to draw it, he'll draw it. If he doesn't have to draw it,
And there he goes, an 8 in the side to win.
that's a nice rack. Like I said, he solved the initial problem. He walked around, solved it, executed, and he should get out.
Smart move, taking a little lap there, verifying position for the 8.
Yeah, he's against the hill, so he needs to make sure every shot is correct. Carlos Mayawa just walked by us, champion here 2 years ago.
There's no slouch players here, that's for sure.
Everybody that made it here has won tournaments to get here.
And nice job.
Nice job.
Ray takes game 10.
He's trailing 4-6. Take a moment here to remind our viewers of our sponsors here. This is an APA event, poolplayers.com. Strokers Billiards here in Palm Harbor is the host site. It's brought to you by Inside Pool and NYC Grind. Also sponsored by CNG Gas and Corey'sCollection.com. This is Freddie Agnew. I'm joined by Scott Lee, world-renowned
Something
pool
or other.
instructor, world traveler, and Scott Lee now lives down here in Florida with me, or as my neighbor.
That's true. But in a couple of weeks, I'll be heading out to sunny California.
Not so bad if you got to move, get away from here during the winter time. You get to go to sunny Southern California.
As opposed to snowy, cold Montana.
You're going to be doing that too at some point. So
Well, I lived there 25 years. I love it.
Ray is going to go with the hand spanned away from the center. This is one of the favorite ways. If you really want to know about best ways to break racks, I suggest taking a look at Joe Tucker's study on different breaks. Joe Tucker was the first person I've seen that really showcased breaking from the center to these pyramid racks, mapping out all the different paths they go, which ones have the best chance of going in. It was the first time I ever saw the idea of making the second ball behind the head ball going to the side pocket of the head. And Shane Van Boning does it all the time now in the pyramid breaks.
I've seen that in a lot of bar boxes too.
Made a ball in the break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 low balls you must take, and of course the 2 low balls, the 2 ball and 4 ball. The blue ball and the purple ball on the right rail as we view it, tied up. And not very good opportunities to break them out either. This is the, this is the tough thing about take what you make.
Yeah.
There's a different strategy here, and you may go right for the whole ball of wax, by playing for a bank shot and breaking them out and saying, this is it. This is my best chance of winning a rack that's already I'm behind on. But I'm sure other people that would take the less aggressive route do something a little more safe.
Yes, Zood, this is a gold crown. Not sure if it's a 4 or a 5. Well, he is going to play safe, it looks like.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, he he's sort of playing safe, leaving along and breaking up. So
Yeah, but he put that stripe up there. I think Brian's got a shot on that.
well, the 9-ball doesn't go, right? So Brian, it's not a hang around. Brian still has to do something with it. What I'm saying, it's not a bad idea at that point. You haven't sold out the game, but I like firing. Nine ball's the toughest ball on the table. If you can make one ball here, then you can start working on how to break that ball out. He's got two blood testers, one either way, right?
Yep, that's right.
He could go for the 14, which is up table, and he can go for this ball, I guess that's the 10 ball, it might be the 10, 12, whatever ball this is.
Yeah, he's shooting that in the side. Roll up for the 13.
Tough shot. Yeah, tough shot. So now you figure that the move that Ray made is the right move because he's back up at the table. All balls are open, even though the 2-ball, the blue ball, is a little bit tricky. Yeah, the 2-ball is kind of, you only have one angle to get to it. If you had ball in hand, you'd shoot the 2-ball now.
Absolutely.
Player in the green, that's I believe that's Tom Attiovetti from New York, I believe. I have the pleasure of losing to Tom in a tournament where I shot the 9-ball to tie him on the hill. I decided to hang it instead. Story of my life.
Ray's taken quite a while to ponder this lay.
I think at this stage he's trying to convince himself that he needs to go all the way out, shoot the first easy ball, and get to the deuce.
I think he shoots the 4 here and maybe goes into the 5 and 6.
He doesn't have to break anything out of Rare, I don't believe. I believe.
I just mean because of the angle.
If the 5 passes, let's take a look. If the 5 passes, does he just shoot the 5?
It doesn't.
It doesn't really, does it? So that's why, because the 4-ball, he can shoot the 4-ball, but the 5 still doesn't go. Feeling he's going to shoot the 4-ball and the 1-ball, which doesn't clear up any.
Yeah, that leaves all 3 of those balls over there. I don't know. I think I'd rather at least take none of those balls out of play.
So I think we just discussed why he hasn't shot yet. It is funny how often something like this, the 5-6 pair, seeming so innocuous, can just really screw up your whole day for an 8-ball run out.
Well, and the other option here is he could play the 4, shoot the 6 as a safety, and draw the cue ball in behind the 5-ball.
Playing the 4, just sliding over, I guess. No, he can make. I guess he's just going to go ahead and take what he can get here. See, it looks like he's looking up table as if he was playing for the 1-ball, which he stroked that funny if that's really what he wanted to do.
I'll say.
Change of plans.
I think he's just looking at it. No, he's going down on it.
This is the whole game here because they're clearing up the one problem area. 3 rails around, and he really
wow. Boy, he just stepped up there and hit it. Didn't take his time at all.
9-ball, fortunately, doesn't go still. Fortunately for Ray.
Ouch. That's a hard mistake, sitting on the hill.
Yep. Brian's taking a break. We don't have to guess that. He walked right by us. Well, this has been a pretty entertaining match. Seen some high-level pool. Seen a couple of mistakes that we probably wouldn't normally see from these guys, but we are underneath the television lights. A little bit of speed issues. You know, we're playing here at Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida, and they have some of the arcade games are right next to us, and I wish they'd turn them off, because not only are people coming over there and playing them, I want to go over there and play them. Got the old classic games in one machine. Galaga, Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man.
Was Brett back over here playing?
All right. Here we go, fast and loose. Brian Park is back at the table. 9-ball doesn't really go. He has stripes. I guess he has to figure out how to nudge it open. Because I can't imagine him playing safe here. If he was tall enough, he could nudge it with coming off the 14. Might have an opportunity to hit the 13. Slight angle. I like it. I think he's going to go over there and pound the 13 and nudge the 1. Or the 9. Or 2 rails in the 14. Those are the 2 shots. Going to the 14. 2 rails around, nudge that ball, but no, came up short, and now he's off to nowhere. 15 still goes in the side pocket, I believe. Actually, he's giving himself a decent opportunity to still run into the 1 ball if he really wanted to. What does the 11 look like, Scott? Do you think that ball goes?
I don't think it does. I think it's too far out of the pocket. Go in the corner.
Go in the corner if you're straight here. But yeah, Brian has lost his one big opportunity to get that 9-ball out of there.
I think he maybe ducks here. Tries to hide behind the 6.
He is the stripes.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Fred.
I think we got to take that bean out of your jar. Start again.
Where's the tequila?
He's looking at the combination here, which I wouldn't fault him. See it once again with a mental game. Right now, part of his thought process is he's still thinking, I can't believe I didn't nudge those balls. He's still thinking about it, and rightfully so. All of us are human. I'd be thinking about it too. I still think about the shot I missed 12 years ago. I can't believe I missed that shot.
Well, he's got a spot shot on the 13, and that's what he's shooting.
For what? I mean, I just don't see
I think he'll go over there and bump to 11. Oh, nope, straight across. Ooh.
Again,
now he's in even worse shape.
Where he was going there, that seemed more like
Unless that 11 goes, he's in trouble here.
Well, it must, because he's not shaking his head too much. So comes across, he might get right to the 9 or play position for the 9. I don't believe we can see he'll be standing in the way of.
Yeah.
Great angle.
I didn't think that went. That was a tough shot. He played two-way.
Those 2 shots look more frustration shots than anything else.
Well, and again, when people are in control, they will slow down and stop their cue before they pull the trigger. When you jump up there and hit it, that means you're not quite sure what you're doing in a lot of cases, not every time, but in a lot of cases. And in this game, when you get in a hurry, you get in a hurry to make an error. Ray'd like to be able to get by this 1 ball and pocket the 3.
I'm thinking that no matter what, the 5 ball still goes, even though it's tight past the 6 ball. And I think we had this last night where I said it went and it didn't go. But I think you cinch the 3 if you can see it, and then go from there.
Well, you definitely don't try to do a whole lot with the cue ball here because you'll rattle the 3. if he can even see it.
I think no matter what, he's going to have a tough out of the 5-6 as his last two balls. Unless for some miracle he shoots his 3 ball and he can see the 5.
Or maybe he slow rolls it up there for short side shape in the other corner.
That'd be asking an awful lot.
That's
That's big time rolling the dice.
Woo!
You need a couple of rolls.
We're on the hill here, live at Strokers, Palm Harbor, Florida. Brian Parks against Ray Linares. Brian on the hill at 6, Ray needing 3.
Ray's shooting right now. 3 ball.
Ooh, stopped it well. He must like the 5.
Must like the 5. He's
Or
it now.
he's going to play the 1.
He's got options. The 5 ball goes. I like shooting the 5 because if you don't shoot the 5, you've got a tough 1-4 or 2, I guess, and then the 5-6 is the last. He's still gonna go that way.
Pool tracks, I don't know how that's decided. They probably flip a coin, or it might be who wins the lag.
Question?
Who gets to choose if they don't agree on which to play first.
Well, somebody has to. Somebody's got to be the winner. Must make that choice, don't they? Or do they choose the game? Not that he'd use one here, but someone has asked if they can use jump cues, and they can. People have been using the jump cues.
Oh, wow.
He missed that 1 ball again, and that's
Bottled it, as Pidge would say.
And I think that's going to
Poster from another pool for him.
drive him nuts. That's the second time he's missed that 1 ball in the corner pocket.
Well, he's really messed up those 2 balls now, even if he gets another chance at the table.
Well, there's always the combination, so he's not completely out of it. Brian shooting stripes. 15 ball goes nowhere.
Uncharacteristic error there by Ray.
Yeah. The other one was excusable. It was a little bit blocked, but this one looked pretty much like, maybe he was looking all the way out to the 5-6. Safety coming up.
I like that.
This is a situation where if you play the score and all that, but if I'm so far behind as far as looking at the balls and that's such a disadvantage, I may blast a couple of balls.
You mean just from the standpoint you don't have to call a pocket?
Well, no, of course not. But maybe you play the 1-2 combination from here and have the cue ball come back, settle back probably where you are right now.
And make the 8 aside.
Well, let's hope that. You're playing for the cue ball right where he sits.
Yeah.
And Ray is playing exactly that shot.
Well, that's not bad.
So I guess it's not much of a flyer since Ray Linares shot it.
Unless the 15 goes by the 1, Brian doesn't have a whole lot to shoot at here. Back cut the 9. What do you like here, Fred?
I like back cutting the 9, going between the 15 or to the 15 and 1, back out for the 11 ball up table.
And he opted for another safety. Well, he put a stripe in front of Ray's 2 solids over there, the 5 and 6.
2 balls that he was already had a tough enough time.
But he has a chance to break him out here. Shoot the 4 in the corner and come over there right into those balls.
I think that's the 2 ball.
Is that the 2? Okay. I keep confusing the 2 and the 4.
I believe that's the 2. I'm looking at it, still can't tell if it's the 2 or the 4. But whatever that ball is that looks either blue or purple, he's going to shoot that now. And does he blast any of these? Does he try to hit the 14?
Well, he did run into him, but he didn't get any real love there unless he's straight.
I don't know what he's thinking. Does he think that he's going to? Well, he's shaking his head, so we know that whatever he was thinking, he didn't get there.
He didn't like it.
Do you jack up and go off the 6 and try to pocket the 12 ball? It's asking a lot. From this position, it's asking a lot.
Paul Anarini and Steve Slasser, table 5. Nelson Montier and Brian Irwin, table 2.
What else does it look like here? Playing safe off his ball. No, all of his balls.
Oh, man.
This is more of a survival shot.
Wow.
Just to survive. Get to be in the strategic 8 ball.
Well, he did leave Brian on the rail.
That's a plus.
I think he's probably going to wait a couple of shots to deal with that cluster over there because it's just a big a problem for both players.
Well, I mean, the thing is that let's say Brian can get on the 12 ball. He can make the 12 ball and not disturb anything as far as Ray's solids. So he's on a. It's almost like he's on a free shot here to try to get out. So he's in there. If you
I think he wanted to roll a little farther to shoot that 12 like you were talking about.
Yeah, I think so as well. But he can make this ball, bounce out. So people are clapping, so maybe there's a parade that just went by.
Defense again.
Defense again,
And he's leaving Ray nothing.
one of these times Ray's going to take my advice here and do the, just to bang away, because there isn't much going on here. He's put all balls in such a tough spot.
I'll say. Looks like he's thinking about going to the rail behind the 1 and sticking the cue on the 5 and 6 there. Tell her I'm Fred.
I think here it comes. I mean, I just feel it now. He's down 6-4. Oh, that's not so. This is a big game.
Huge game.
If he could, they're all big at this point, but 1 off the 5. Call the referee over. 1 off the 5. Bottom right corner. Hope for gin.
No. Rail first behind the 1, lay it on the 5 ball.
1.
Oh!
What a shot.
That'll work.
What a shot. Oh my goodness, the crowd is going absolutely crazy. Can you hear them? That's a tremendous shot.
That was a great shot.
It's even better if he's forced Brian to move the 12 ball for his safety. But it doesn't look like that's the case.
Looks like he can see at the 10. Oh, played another safe. He's going to go right back into the same place.
Does he shoot the same shot here?
Well, now he's got Ray hooked on every one of his balls. Whatever he does, he's going to have to go rail first.
Go rail first into the 5 and tuck behind the 12. Just exactly the same shot as he just shot before. Maybe. See? idea. You see how he's measuring there? He's measuring off the rut. No, he's measuring to the cushion. That doesn't.
Well, he's looking to kick the 5 in.
Well, it looks like he's doing. If he hit it, obviously, if he's hitting it fast, he's trying to kick it in. But it seems like he's crawling that same type of safety. You know.
Here all night. Oh, really? All day, all night.
What a
And
shot!
he did try to kick the 5.
Yeah,
Very close.
That was a two-way. He tried to kick it in and get safe.
That may be the.
Yeah, but
It was a great try, but it may be the end of the match here.
it's not a hanger.
No, but there's
Once Brian makes the first shot.
no big problems here.
Here we go. This is the. He's got 2 shots in this rack. The 11 ball next will be the difficult one, but this is where he played. Play the 9 ball and go below the 11 ball right here.
Absolutely.
Controlled for the 11 ball
Yep.
in the corner pocket with using this 9 ball. I expect this to go all the way to the rail now.
Off the 8.
Oh, I think he was trying to bump that ball for some strange reason. This ball isn't straight in the side pocket.
Maybe
right?
just to
He's
control the speed for the cue.
That's nice.
He's good here. All he needs is an angle on the last stripe to get back to the middle table, shoot the 8 in the side.
Yeah, and if you draw a line from the corner pocket through the center of the 10 ball, I believe that's the 10 ball, all the way out, you can see what line he has to be below. In fact, he'll always be below this once he shoots his ball. He went all the way across? Really?
Wow.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
None.
None whatsoever.
That was
None whatsoever.
so much the hard way to do that. Wow.
And he's left-handed, so playing to that side of the table makes a little sense also. So
And it's a stretch, and the 1 ball comes into play here. He could scratch.
Do you think that's nerves, or do you think, obviously it's going to be tougher up there than it is from back here.
You know, I think he was wrestling with 2 different things, and he didn't make a decision before he sat down on the ball.
Boy, it looked like he just, do that slow drag shot, and let the ball just kind of fall into the pocket. And cue ball, really, I didn't expect the cue ball to move much at all.
Well, and certainly not to that side.
Right. Made the ball.
He did.
Made the ball. In that situation, what a great shot.
8 in the side, and
Side
the
pocket,
match is over.
Match. I'm sure Brian will feel like he survived this rather than really controlled this match.
Well, I was very surprised that neither one of the players played up to their potential.
Well, it was a survival match. Brian Parks, a very good win over a top shooter here, 7-4 over Ray Linares.
And this is double elimination. I don't think we've seen the last array.
So thank you, everybody. That was, again, Brian Parks over Ray Linares in this round. 2013 U.S. Amateur Championship at Palm Harbor. Strokers Billiards, brought to you by the Pool Players Association at APA, NYC Grind and Inside Pool, CNG Gas, and Corey's Collection.com. For Scott Lee, this is Freddie Agnier. We will see you in just a bit. Thank you very much. Stay with us.